We are back. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame.tv. Second of 4 videos, second of 2 college videos. Dave Cokin going to look at an SEC tilt. Kentucky, don't know what happened to them last week in Baton Rouge, but they got their doors blown off 41-3. Mississippi State sitting idle at #1, remaining #1. And Mississippi State now taking to the road where they really haven't been that much this year, Dave.
Well, this is going to be a big challenge for them because they are now the main attraction. And it's going to be interesting to see how they react to a different kind of role than they've been in so far. You know, it's easy when there's no pressure.
Yep.
Now things reverse themselves, and a really interesting angle is going to come into play in this game that I'll be talking about as I describe why this is a game that I like.
And also, Dak Prescott becomes a front runner as far as the Heisman.
He deserves to be too. He's played brilliant football for this team, and you know what's Kentucky's mindset after last week? They just got destroyed down at Baton Rouge.
Yeah, you know, what's funny is that last year you're hearing rumblings there out of Starkville, like, when's Mullen going to get the team together? When's he got? He's got them together.
Oh, yeah, I think he does, yeah.
No doubt about it. All right, this is going to be Dave Cokin's free play. Mississippi State -14 at Lexington, taking on the blue and white of Kentucky and Mark Stoops. Going to go ahead, have Dave make it official.
Okay, I normally get through these pretty quickly, but this is going to take a little while. So, you know, pop open a can of your favorite beverage and sit back, and I'll explain why, despite the fact that my number in this game, the number I made is Mississippi State -16.5. So why in the world am I taking less than that with Kentucky? Well, if they get beat by 27 on Saturday, the answer is because I'm stupid. But I don't think that's going to happen, and here's why. Now, this is a really interesting thing in college football, and in any sport, really, where a team that's been in a certain role where they haven't had any pressure on them, all of a sudden finds themselves in a completely different set of circumstances. It's really tough. It's even tough at the pro level, but it's tougher at the college level. And now you factor in a bye week. Bye week's supposed to be a positive for a team. More time to prepare for the next opponent, more time to recover from any nagging injuries and things like that. And normally that's the case, but it really isn't here. And you can go back and study this situation over the years, and you'll be staggered at the results. When teams have a bye week and they're unbeaten in the second half of the season, you don't want to bet on these teams, okay? They don't do well at all, and there's a rationale for it, and that is several things can happen. Number one, again, this is unbeaten teams. Number one, they are the absolute biggest thing on campus. Everybody's patting them on the back, way to go. The press clippings are there, you know, and it's just a whole different mindset. It's hero worship. I don't like teams that have the hero worship banner around their necks. I think it can screw them up from a mental standpoint. And the other thing is the bye week really adds pressure. Mississippi State right now they're going to the playoffs. If there's a playoff today, they're going to the playoffs. So the only thing they can do now is screw it up. Now, I'm not saying Kentucky's good enough to beat them. I don't think they are. But is Kentucky good enough to give them a game? Very possibly. And I think Mississippi State could come in here just a little bit tighter on the collar, just a little bit in that, you know, not playing free and easy, but playing not to lose instead of playing to win. It's really tough to cover big numbers in that situation. I'm not a big theory or angle guy. I like to look at the matchups and try to find strengths versus weaknesses. But this is an angle that works. Second half of the season, you get an unbeaten team that has a bye week. Look to go against them after that, coming out of the bye week. They don't come in with sharp performances. So in spite of the fact that my number says Mississippi State should be actually laying a little more than this, I think the odds makers know exactly what they're doing here, especially with seeing some 13.5 out there in addition to the 14. They're making it real tempting for the masses to go in and bet Mississippi State, which I think they will. The sharp money is going to be on Kentucky here, and I think the sharp money is going to cash a ticket.
Well, I got your memo. I wore the Kentucky colors just to make sure that people got the picture.
Nice.
There.
I don't know what colors these are. Brown and white. It's Brown University, which, by the way, I did not attend Brown University.
Outside of Chris Berman, I don't know anybody else that did.
Oh, I know. I'm from there. Yeah. The only way I was getting on campus was just to collect some bookmaking things. I was not getting admitted as a full-time student.
That is great. But also, Midnight Madness just happened in Lexington a couple days ago. And for a football game to kind of overshadow the basketball for a little bit, I mean, it's right here. course, the loss at LSU hurts a little bit, but coming home to take on the #1 team in the country.
Yeah, I actually think Kentucky actually might have been looking ahead a little bit last week. Not that it mattered. Look, if Mississippi State comes out and plays their best game, Kentucky's got no shot.
Right.
Okay? But I don't think they will. I really think it's a situation where teams just consistently have struggled in this particular situation, and I think it'll happen to the Bulldogs here.
There you go. It's a value play. Dave Cokin says, go ahead, take the 2 touchdowns, 14 points, Kentucky at home against #1 Mississippi State. We'll come back. We've got a couple NFL videos. Miami Dolphins are in Jacksonville. That'll be our next play. We'll do it all when we come back. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame.tv.